Okay. Now can you hear me? Oh, okay. Now, now can you hear me? Thank you for hanging around while I argue with my technology. Okay. It's showing me that it's coming through now, so I'm hoping it's coming through for you. All right, so we are coming to the end of our small change challenge. It has been really fun for me to have more engagement in the group, and it's been fun to see the community that's coming around to say, hey, I struggle with that too, and here's something that worked for me. And I love I love community because if it's done well, it shows that we all have struggles and we all have something to offer. There's never a place where we're like so far behind or such a mess that we don't have something to offer to someone else. And we can easily believe that if we're isolated or if we're in unhealthy communities. Um, and social media can be horrible for that because you can show up and you can just watch and see everybody's highlight reels. And even though you know their highlight reels, it doesn't matter. You're still comparing, you're still telling yourself, well, I don't have anything to share. I don't have anything that good. And so you're telling yourself you don't have anything to offer when in reality, like you've seen showing up here in the group, showing up with like, hey, I'm having a hard time with this, or someone else showing up that way, and you being able to say, well, this is something that worked for me because you've struggled. If you hadn't had the struggle, you wouldn't have your thing to share. If you hadn't had your struggle, you wouldn't have. Yeah, I just think that's a beautiful way that God works in community. Like there's a purpose to your struggle once you've overcome to be able to be like, oh, well, yeah, I've dealt with that before. And like you can deal with it, you can overcome it. So um, hopefully you've been seeing that this week too, and seeing um, the value of community. And I think I just saw, hey, Dee, I'm glad you're here. We can comfort in the ways we've been comforted. Exactly. And when we're in the midst of the pain, we might not be encouraged by that, but we can be. That there is comfort, and then we can use that for others. And I think I just saw this morning Jennifer saying like the power of community, being able to show up and share and have a place to process through things. And I think she was saying like having been resistant in the past to like engage online, because you just hear all the time like online relationships, like you can't, I don't know what you hear all the time. Online relationships are fake, or, like you need real people in your life, and you do need real people in your life. And if they're real people that you can meet with face to face, there is a blessing and a difference to that. But if you're in a place where the real people in your life right now, you only connect with online, um, that's been super life-giving for the last 4 or 5 years, really. Like I have friends around the world that I can reach out to and be very genuine with, because we've built really online. And um, the ones that I connect with most, I've probably gotten on Zoom or, the messenger video calls. I've had conversations, but still, yeah, life-giving relationships that from people I wouldn't know if I wasn't online. Um, so maybe that's a small change, a shift in your thinking that like, oh, I can access people in a way that I couldn't before. And it's just learning, how does it work for me to have these online relationships? And so I wanted to kind of look at some of your wins from this month. God starts with those small seeds, and sometimes we look at the seeds and it's just like, I don't know that anything can come from this. Is it really worth it? But you guys have seen that it does. Oh, no, maybe I should not use my slides this morning. They're not making sense to me. But you've seen, like, deciding to bring your water with you. Yes, you're drinking more water, but you're feeling better about yourself. You're starting to see, like, oh, I can do something. And when I miss it, it doesn't mean that I have to throw everything out and that it's no good. I can just start again. I can pick up where I left off, and seeing those kind of things. And just the heightened awareness, paying attention to the changes and like, oh, there's some stuff here, like emotionally or mentally, that I need to deal with. And it might not sound very nice, but that's actually what I was hoping for. Because I see so many women beat themselves up because they're not making the changes. They're not living the life they know they can be. They know they're called to, but they're beating themselves up for it. And that's not helping. It's not helping them change. And the reason they're beating themselves up is this underlying stuff. It's some of the emotional and mental stuff that you're starting to see come up attached to trying to just make one small change. So if it's coming up when you're trying to make one small change, what about if you're trying to like make a bigger change where you're making a bolder stand of your faith, or kind of shifting the direction of your family a little bit, or stepping out in a new business or career, or starting a Bible study or a women's group of some kind, and dealing with that mental and emotional stuff that comes up is my passion. That's what I love to do and see that breakthrough. And so that's probably where I was going with this slide. And I don't know, my technology is not cooperating with me this morning. I just kind of want to go through how I serve you. And again, I'm using ways that I serve you as prizes so that I can talk about it so I can talk about it and to bless you, because it is how I bless you, is being able to serve you in my small and significant program is one-on-one coaching. And if you don't know what coaching is, it's an opportunity for me to help you see how God sees you. And it's an opportunity to have me listen and identify, help you identify, where are these blocks showing up? Where are there things that don't line up with how God sees me or what God says is true about me? And be able to get those rooted out. And in the past, I've done this coaching where we've met every week, and it's powerful. It's also overwhelming. And having been in a super overwhelming season of my life for the last year or more, just seeing like meeting every week and having God reveal new things every week was just overwhelming. Like I couldn't put it all into practice. There wasn't the time or space to really marinate in it and really let it be. And so the small and significant program is meeting with me once a month, and then following a laid out, it's not a curriculum, because there's not, here's what I'm going to teach you, and here's the boxes you check off that you've done this. It's a process to take an entire month to really marinate, to soak, to meditate in what God has said and what he wants to do, and having a month to let that change sink in and be put into practice before going on to the next month. And the next month, God might say you're ready for something new, or he might take you deeper or a little bit different direction on what you did the month before. But it's just part of the process of slowing down, taking a little bit at a time and doing it really well. Um, and to not be overwhelming, like meet with me for an hour, excuse me, and then just a few minutes every day. And obviously, if you can do more, you will probably get more out of it. Um, but not always. Sometimes you just need the little bit of intention, like you've seen with your small changes. Um, Instead of feeling like if I can't give it an hour every day, it's not going to be good enough. If I can't give it, whatever the number in your head is telling you. So um, that's my one-on-one program right now. I also do group coaching. We'll see. I would like to do a group this summer. So if you're interested, let me know. The group, we do meet every week, and there is a curriculum with that, but you have lifetime access to that curriculum. So it's kind of introducing you to things that you can come back to and put into practice. And it has that powerful community element to it. And then there's the Emotionally Healthy Moms Club, where it's all about community and connecting, learning specific skills that you can practice just a little bit at a time, to improve your emotional health, to mature emotionally and spiritually. And then, of course, you have this Facebook community. If you're watching on YouTube, you can join the Emotionally Healthy Moms Club on Facebook. It's free. And I do videos at the Mom Mentor on YouTube. Right now, it's just my lives that are going there. And yeah, I have lots of ideas for other things, but not the time and energy for other things. So just, yeah, want to encourage you, be excited about these prizes. Wanted to share some wins of people who've worked with me in the past. So Cindy says Makova's amazing life coach. Sessions with her helped me walk through tough things and truly helped me take steps to move forward again. Of course, has changed my life. Makova has many tools to share and is compassionate and caring. So that worked with Cindy one-on-one, and obviously she did some courses, and just a joy to see truths and small shifts. Andrea, she's been participating in the group, and she said growing in confidence in his love is helping me to disconnect from my dependency on the love and approval of others. So it's just huge to learn that God wants to speak to her. He's super interested in her and what she's about. Like, maybe that's not a message you got from religion or from your culture growing up, but God loves you, and being anchored in his love makes all the difference. And it's an honor for me to help facilitate that for you, whether that's in the free group or in the monthly membership or in some kind of coaching. Because it's just like, I want to change the world, and this is how I can do it, by changing your world. These are both testimonies from small and significant. Already seeing a change in how I treat my kids. I'm much more naturally understanding, because she'd been struggling, like, oh, their attitudes and their whatever, like, just but through our work, she's like, it's just now natural for me to be more compassionate and understanding of them. And then this lady, it just means the world to me to partner with someone so gentle who wants to see me succeed. I went from feeling hopeless and living with a dark cloud over me, unable to hear God's voice or feel like my prayers were heard, to feeling joyful, lighter, and hearing God talk to me. No longer feel hopeless, feel hopeful and excited to see what's next on this journey. And this has been so fun with this client, because she did was like, I don't hear God anymore. And now every one of our sessions, like, we end early because God shows up so powerfully. and speak so clearly to her now that she's like, I got it. And like, we just end early so she can use the rest of her kid free time to just soak in what God has told her and spend time with him. And it's been so powerful and so fun. So fun. And if you're like, I don't know how God speaks to me, like, that's okay, because Andrea didn't know that God spoke to her. And I don't think Cindy knew God spoke to her when she started working with me either. And it's simple. And you do hear from him. You just might not know how to recognize it. So I love to help facilitate that and teach you that. This was just a win from this week. I wanted to include that focusing on that one little cup as a goal and then surpassing it was what was making all the difference. And that was what I was trying to encourage you. And like, just pick something small so you can start giving yourself credit that, yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I can change. I am making a difference. And I didn't get slides made of other wins, but remembering to bring the water bottle with, drinking more water. There's several of you on the water, which is fun because then you've kind of been on like, yeah, I'm doing it too. I'm doing it too. Commitment to spend time for yourself and following through on that, seeing the fruit of that. Cleaning your kitchen so that you can bless yourself with a clean kitchen when you get up in the morning. All these things that you're doing. And I want to hear more of how is that impacting you, that you're making this small change. And like, we're officially wrapping up the small change, the challenge, but we're not wrapping up the small change. We're going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep encouraging you to show up in the group if you're struggling with it or if you're succeeding and winning. Like, let us celebrate with you. And keep showing up, keep inviting friends, say like, hey, if you're want to make this small change, come and we'll encourage you here. I haven't decided yet if I'm leaving the videos up or not. I will leave them up for a while because I won't get to doing anything with it right away. But I do want to, I will probably take them and package them into like an email thing and put them in a platform where they're better organized. Like, everything is in the Facebook guide. But to me, the Facebook guides aren't all that intuitive or well laid out. So in some format, it'll be available to go through again. And I'm going to ask for you guys' feedback because I think this was good. I would like to do it again. I'd like to know from you what of it was good, what would make it better. Would it be good to do it again in 2 months, in 3 months? Just kind of get your feedback and find out what's valuable to you, what makes it worthwhile to you. So your challenge for this final few days and just ongoing, but for these last few days of April, share how you're celebrating and share how things are going for you, your wins and your struggles. And, invite your friends. When you invite friends, remind them to answer the questions. Let them know why you invited them, what you like about the group. Because, I don't know, I'm in hundreds of Facebook groups. A lot of them I don't know why. And like, there's no way I can engage in them. So when somebody offers me a new Facebook group, I'm usually like, no, not interested. So give your friends a reason. Why would they want to be here? And then remind them to answer the questions, because that's part of how I keep this a safe place. If somebody's not willing to put in the effort to answer those 3 questions, that's not a good sign that they're going to put in the effort to be part of a safe community. So, your challenge is just share how you're celebrating, share how things are going so that we can celebrate or encourage as needed. And then, are we ready for prizes? Yes. So we're ready for the prizes. Again, On Saturday, I will be giving away the grand prizes of the 3 months of Small and Significant, the 3 months of Emotionally Healthy Moms Club. And Small and Significant includes the Emotionally Healthy Moms Club. So if you get that, you're getting both. And then my courses, and that will be to the 3 most active people this month, according to the Facebook metrics. And today is our last random drawing. So let me switch to our wheel of names. I don't know if it's my computer or this program today is being very unresponsive. Okay, there we go. We got our wheel of names spinning around. So I'm gonna spin the wheel. We'll see who wins this week. Lisa. All right. Congratulations, Lisa. You are the winner for this week. Yeah, so I will tag you and make sure that I get your information for that. And then, did I have anything else? Oh, I made a slide for a reminder. Our final call is Saturday. It would be fun if you could join me live. And if you have questions, if you can't join me live, leave any questions or whatever that you have that I can talk about then, and feedback that you have for me on how I can make this better, more effective, something you'd be excited to invite your friends to, and we'll give away those prizes, which will be awesome. I'm excited to see what God does there, and yeah, I'm super excited about it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the group.